Yo, what's up with your man posting my hair like that, gang?
Oh, you talking about Drake?
Aubrey.
Oh, it's cause he said it was slick cause you were like throwing a little shade on a little music. You didn't want to take time to understand the artistry behind it.
Oh my God.
No. Pulling, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
What's up, my guy?
Oh my. Yeah. You know why Drake for me?
Why?
Cause I'm an honest.
Yeah, but sometimes you take the honest thing and you be like, oh, I'm just being honest when you don't.
Oh my. Chat. Do I be honest facts out?
Bro, you put on
yes, and that should be heat.
And then you want to look at some artistry like, oh, this too. Oh, we get it. It's too deep.
Yo, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I put Drake OD. I bump him every single day. But if I don't like something,
no. It's a difference between not liking some shit and then being like, oh, it's wasting my time. Did I say that? Did I say that? No.
No, listen. You gotta know how it feels, man. Right? So he's playing a good role, right? He's the first rapper to ever preview like. I'm on a stream perspective, like a live stream. I'm not talking about like TV. I'm talking about like going to a streamer route. You feel me? Imagine waiting an hour and a half. First of all, when he dropped episode 1, it's all the way up here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting.
You gotta understand from an artistry perspective. You can't drop all your crazy right here, fool. That don't even make sense.
So episode 3 was fire.
I thought it was confusing to hear. I don't know, but I ain't the artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, what the fuck I'm missing? Like, what did I miss? I ain't gonna sit here and be like, this light skin ass, I don't like this shit, stupid as. And you know you got a bunch of little kids like, yeah.
Cenat has become one of the defining architects of that shift. He listens to albums live, surrounded by an audience that numbers in the hundreds of thousands, his chat scrolling faster than any crowd could possibly breathe. He reacts, jokes, celebrates, and sometimes ridicules. And because the internet moves on feeling rather than analysis, a single smirk or head shake can turn into a cultural verdict. When Kai frowns at a song, the world reads it as gospel. So when he frowned at new Drake music, when he joked, sighed, or simply let the silence hang too long, the ripple reached Toronto. Drake, ever watchful of perception, heard something in that stream louder than the jokes themselves. And when Bendadon, Drake's longtime friend and comedian, found himself on Kai's stream explaining why that reaction stung, it wasn't just another celebrity misunderstanding. It was a cultural collision between two economies, the economy of creation and the economy of reaction. Ben spoke not as a publicist or apologist, but as a friend who understood both sides, the artist who spends months sculpting songs, and the streamer whose brand depends on quick authenticity. His explanation wasn't polished. It was raw, tinged with frustration and care. He wanted Kai to understand that honesty, without curiosity, can sound like cruelty. That when someone like Drake releases music, he's not just throwing sound into the void. He's sharing labor, intention, vulnerability, however masked it may be by celebrity. But Kai's world doesn't slow down for intention. His world is tempo, chat energy, meme rhythm. His audience rewards immediacy, not reflection. In that environment, honesty becomes both shield and weapon. When Kai says he's just being honest, it's a declaration of transparency, the kind that digital culture fetishizes. Yet honesty, when stripped of empathy, can start to resemble a dunk. It becomes spectacle, invites the crowd to cheer at discomfort. Ben's tone carried the ache of someone watching a bridge burn slowly, not from malice, but from misunderstanding. He described the disappointment that comes from seeing someone you respect trivialize something you've built. To him, Drake wasn't angry at critique. He was disheartened by the casualness of it, by how easily years of craft could be flattened into a meme in real time. There was no time for context, no time for the song to breathe, no time for nuance. Just a flash of reaction and an echo of laughter that would live forever online. This moment exposes a deep generational tension in how art is valued. The old guard of musicians still believes in albums as worlds, in sequencing, in the patience of the listener. The new world thrives on immediacy, on whether a song hits within the first 10 seconds. In that world, critique happens before comprehension. Reaction is the product. Ben, standing in the middle of those two cultures, tried to translate one to the other. He explained that Drake's issue wasn't with the honesty itself, but with how honesty has been rebranded as performance. The streamer's authenticity, once seen as radical, has become algorithmic. Viewers tune in expecting a certain flavor of emotion, the exaggerated disbelief, the mock-serious analysis, the sharp dismissal. It's not cruelty for its own sake, but it becomes indistinguishable from it. When Kai shrugs at a record, millions of young viewers take that as proof of mediocrity, not a moment of taste. For Ben, that power carries responsibility. He reminded Kai, gently but firmly, that a platform as large as his can shape the narrative around an artist overnight. What might feel like a small joke among friends becomes a headline the next morning, stripped of humor and filled with accusation. The internet doesn't separate sarcasm from sincerity. It amplifies both equally. Underneath Ben's frustration was something more tender, a longing for connection between the generations of creators and reactors, between the studio and the stream. He wanted Kai to understand that Drake's sensitivity isn't ego, it's investment. When you've built a career on emotional precision, on translating internal conflict into melody, to watch someone breeze past it in 10 seconds is like watching a painter's canvas reduced to a thumbnail. The irony is that both Drake and Kai operate under the same gravitational pull of attention. Both live and die by audience engagement, both depend on maintaining energy in a crowded digital landscape. Yet the tools they use are different. Drake crafts soundtracks to emotion, Kai crafts emotion from soundtracks. In that loop, misunderstanding becomes inevitable. Ben's intervention, then, was less about defending Drake's pride and more about diagnosing a symptom of the modern entertainment ecosystem. He was calling out the fatigue of an era where reaction outweighs reflection, where keeping it real has become the new mask, a convenient way to avoid the discomfort of empathy. When Ben spoke of disappointment, it wasn't just Drake's. It was the artist's universal disappointment in a culture that consumes art faster than it can understand it. He reminded Kai that criticism doesn't have to be cruelty, that the line between humor and dismissal can be razor thin when millions are watching. His words carried the weight of someone who's seen artists spiral after becoming memes, who knows that laughter can sting long after the clip fades. And yet, beneath the tension, there was still love. That's what made the exchange so compelling. Ben wasn't ranting, he was reaching. He wanted dialogue, not dominance. In that reaching, you could sense the heart of a fan as much as a friend, someone who believes that art deserves care, even when it disappoints us. What makes this entire episode fascinating is how it exposes the fragility of modern sincerity. Kai's brand is built on being real, on giving his unfiltered reactions. But in the architecture of digital performance, even honesty becomes stylized. When everything is broadcast, authenticity itself turns into choreography. The moment you perform truth for an audience, it ceases to be entirely your own. Ben's critique wasn't moralizing, it was reflective. He recognized that Kai's veil of honesty had become a kind of armor, protecting him from backlash, while also enabling a form of entertainment that occasionally dehumanizes its subjects. Drake, in this case, was both a superstar and a man reacting to ridicule. In an era where everything is content, even disappointment gets monetized. The emotional crux lies here. Fame has never been more interactive, and therefore never more vulnerable. When Drake experiments, he risks instant judgment not from critics in print, but from streamers in real time. The cultural gatekeepers have shifted from journalists to entertainers, from curators to reactors. And for an artist who has spent 2 decades maintaining control over his narrative, that shift must feel like erosion.